Whether you agree with Donald Trump politically or not, most of America sees this for what it is. It's weaponizing the executive branch to take out your political enemies. And look, Joe Biden wants to give Donald Trump a death sentence for documents. He's facing hundreds of years for mishandling documents, and they want him to die in jail. And yet Hillary Clinton's standing free today. She's bragging about the two-tier system of justice, raising money off of it, but her emails. Joe Biden has classified documents. He mishandled them as vice president. Mike Pence mishandled classified documents as well as vice president. So all these people are held to a different standard except for Donald Trump. And I think people see it for what it is today.
So Donald Trump is facing 37 counts. 37 counts. And those 37 counts are serious, and those 37 counts are a big deal. And you don't have to believe me to believe that. There are plenty of individuals out there that are willing to talk on this matter and talk about it. And I get it. It's fun to point out that they're all just part of some sort of deep state conspiracy, right? And they're all part of some game that's being played against the former president. But the one person I don't understand that's getting trashed about regularly is Bill Barr. This is a guy who took a ton of heat because of his handling of the Mueller report. Still gets criticized for that. This is a guy that we're told is too loyal to Trump by some people and disloyal to others. I thought he summarized what's going on with this Trump indictment pretty well on Fox News Sunday yesterday. This is the former Attorney General, Trump's former Attorney General, William Barr.
But it quickly became clear that what the government was really worried about were these classified and very sensitive documents. I was shocked by the degree of sensitivity of these documents and how many there were, frankly. And so the government's agenda was to get those, protect those documents and get them out. And I think it was perfectly appropriate to do that. It was the right thing to do. And I think the counts under the Espionage Act that he willfully retained those documents are solid counts. Now, I do think we have to wait and see what the defense says and what proves to be true. But I do think that even half what Andy McCarthy said, which is if even half of it is true, then he's toast. I mean, it's a very detailed indictment, and it's very, very damning. And this idea of presenting Trump as a victim here, a victim of a witch hunt, is ridiculous. Yes, he's been a victim in the past. Yes, his adversaries have obsessively pursued him with phony claims, and I've been at his side defending against them when he is a victim. But this is much different. He's not a victim here. He was totally wrong that he had the right to have those documents. Those documents are among the most sensitive secrets that the country has. They have to be in the custody of the archivist. He had no right to maintain them and retain them. And he kept them in a way at Mar-a-Lago that anyone who really cares about national security, their stomach would churn at it.
Now, the idea that he had these documents in itself is kind of questionable. I think you're going to run into a lot of problems trying to put the pieces together on that one, given his ability to declassify. And then they'll have debates over whether he can declassify in his head or whether he has to make some sort of formal decree of declassification and all this other stuff. That's one thing. But the obstruction stuff, the obstruction, the willful destruction, the lying to his own attorneys, all this other stuff creates problems for him. Not because he kept those documents, but because, while the debate over the documents is going on, he's lying about it. He's lying about it to the people investigating it, and he's lying about it to the American people. They can lie to the American people all day. Look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden lies all the time. So clearly there's nothing wrong with that particular type of lying. Lying to the American people, that's another story. or excuse me, lying to investigators, that's another story. But it seems pretty clearly he intended to obstruct the investigation and keep documents they wanted back. Now, he could have fought to keep them in a myriad of ways, legally, etc. But he lied about it. If what they're saying is true. Told his lawyer to lie to the FBI about having no documents. Directed, this comes from J-Town, wrote all this up. Directed, also indicted aide, Walt Nauta, to move boxes to conceal them from Trump's own attorney. Suggested to his own attorney that they hide and lie about the documents. Just think about that. Which is why his own attorney is out there testifying against him. Guys, this is bad. Okay? And this is really, really, really bad. And you look at this, there are some real problems here. Should they be going after the simple possession of these documents stuff? No, that seems like a silly thing to go after, because then you got to go after, well, in theory, you have to go after everyone else. It's the other counts that are a problem. Count 32 through 37. Those are your issues. That's where your problem lies here. It is not the issue of the documents. It's the issue of what happened to those documents and how Trump handled that. That's the bigger issue. Conspiracy to obstruct justice. That's the issue. Corruptly concealed documents from the grand jury. Concealing documents in a federal investigation. False statements and misrepresentations. False statements. These are real problems for Donald Trump legally. Politically, I know exactly what you guys are going to tell me, and I don't disagree with you. You guys have made it very clear. The audience of my radio show, the website I work for, the TV show I do, all the audiences are very, very clear on this. It makes you want to vote for him more. And all I can say is great. That's what the polling indicates as well. The polling indicates that this makes you more likely to want to vote for Donald Trump than not. Everyone understands that. But it's not really about you. Do you find other people who weren't already super Trump fans chomping at the bit to get in here and vote for Donald Trump? Polling indicates no. But the polling does indicate, as I've told you before, that you guys are absolutely correct. Trump supporters love him because of this. They love this. They're not going to be upset about this. They think it's part of a witch hunt. They think it's part of a conspiracy. And they think it is all 100% a completely made-up situation. That's what they believe. That'll get you through the primary, and then we're going to have some problems in the general.